Start பண்ணுவோம் sir. Good afternoon everyone. Myself J. Ram Prasad, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Ramco Institute of Technology. On behalf of Ramco Institute of Technology, I welcome all the participants for this technical webinar series 2, day 3, afternoon session. Also, I welcome the speaker of today's session, Engineer N. Asubadi, Assistant Manager, Specifications, Pidilite Industries Limited, Chennai. Now I invite Mr. G. Karthikeyan to introduce the resource person.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce about Engineer N. Asubadi sir profile. Engineer N. Asubadi is a civil engineer with 25 years of experience in construction industry, out of which 18 years in waterproofing industry. Past 12 years working in Dr. Fixit, Pidilite Industries Limited, Chennai. He has like member of Indian Concrete Institute, and he has conducted technical seminars to various engineering colleges in South India, like Government College of Technology, Coimbatore, Cochin University, KG Institute of Technology, Coimbatore, Sri Iswar Engineering College, Coimbatore, Dr. MGR University, Chennai. And currently he is working as Assistant Manager Specifications in Pidilite Industries Limited, Chennai. With this brief introduction, now I cordially invite Engineer N. Asubadi sir to deliver a e-talk on waterproofing and building repairs. Kind attention for the participants. All the participants are requested to put your attendance through Google form, which is shared in the chat box. The Google form link will be closed at 5 p.m. today. So all the participants are requested to put your attendance through Google form, which will be shared in the chat box. The attendance link will be closed at 5 p.m. The attendance link will be shared at 4:30 p.m. Now I request Engineer P. Asubadi sir to take a session.
Hello, good evening all.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Very thank you, sir. First of all, very thank you for this great opportunity, sir. I thank Mr. Dharman sir, HOD Civil, and Mr. Karthikeyan sir, and all the professors who has invited me for this webinar, technical webinar.
Thank you, sir.
Very thank you, sir. Sir, I am Asubadi from Pidilite. I am from Chennai. I am going to discuss about the latest trends in waterproofing and building repairs. I'll stop my presentation.
Yes, sir. You can display your PPT, sir, PowerPoint.
1 minute, sir.
All the participants are requested to pin the presenter Asubadi presentation. All the participants are requested to pin the presenter. Sir, you can display the PowerPoint, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Yes, sir. I can click slideshow, sir.
Slideshow.
It's
visible,
open, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible. You can proceed, sir.
Technical webinar series.
Waterproofing and building repairs. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
now
you,
I'll
sir.
proceed my.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So if I tell Pidilite Industries Limited, it's a small introduction about my company. So if I tell Pidilite Industries Limited, most of the people may not know what is Pidilite. But if I tell Fevicol, everybody knows Fevicol, isn't it? So we are from Fevicol family. Dr. Fixit, Fevikwik, Fevistick, Rangila, Ranipal, RAF, Steel Grip, these are all our brands. We have 6 divisions in our company. It's a 6,000 crore company. And CP polyurethane recently we acquired. It's for the industrial floorings, polyurethane coatings and all, and for the hospital coatings and all. We have 3 R&D centers across the globe. One is in Singapore, one is in Thailand, and one is in Dubai, and of course one is in Bombay also. We ourselves call as a Indian MNC. Why? Because it's a purely Indian based company. but our presence in the globe, across the globe. We have more than 14 operations, manufacturing plant across the globe, and our products are available more than 90 countries. So we proudly call ourselves as a Indian MNC. We have Dr. Fixit Experience Center in the three regions. One is Mumbai, another one is Chennai, another one is in Cochin. It's like a permanent exhibition center. Any engineering fraternity can walk through, and we can give the complete solution. How the waterproofing can be done, how the construction chemicals can be used, how effectively it can be used, what are the do's and don'ts, and all. It's like a permanent exhibition center. One is in our Mumbai, another one is in Chennai and Cochin. Anytime, any can work. And we have Dr. Fixit Institute also in our Mumbai. It's a not-for-profit organization, and we can give the technical lectures, seminars, and conduct the courses and all for the engineering fraternity, engineering students, and of course all the applicators, architects, engineers, and all. Now we'll come to the product solution categories. As I told, we have 6 divisions in our divisions. We represent Dr. Fixit Construction Chemical. Construction Chemical is one division among our group. So what are all the products available in our Dr. Fixit range? Waterproofing. We have an entire range of waterproofing products, right from the integral waterproofing come on to high-end waterproofing as well as thermal insulation systems. All range of waterproofing systems we are having.
Sir.
And building repairs.
Hello, sir. Sorry for the interruption, sir. Sir, please
No problem.
close your chat box, sir.
Chat box. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, slide. Open the slide, sir.
Somebody has called me. That's why I interrupted.
No, you can proceed, sir.
What do you call them? Chat box.
Yes, sir. You can
proceed,
make.
na?
Yes, sir. You can make slides, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Is it
No,
okay
it's
now?
okay, sir. Okay, sir. You can proceed, sir.
I can proceed now, sir. So we have entire range of construction chemical, and today we are going to discuss about the two categories: waterproofing as well as building repair. So we have entire range of construction chemical. So what are the products range? Dr. Fixit Construction Chemicals, cementitious acrylics, crystalline admixtures, sealants and joints, grouts and anchors, and preformed membranes, liquid applied membranes, coatings, repair products. So one by one, I'll tell you. Apart from this waterproofing products, we are, as I told, we are the manufacturer. Not only we are manufacturing the products, we do the supply and apply also. We have in-house application wing, that is Nina Percept Private Limited. We used to do waterproofing application also, installation also for the large projects. Suppose a waterproofing project is more than 1 crore, where you are constructing 100 crore projects. Complete waterproofing you have to do right from the basement to terrace with the special mechanisms, special products and all. We can do the supply and apply also. For that we have Nina Percept Waterproofing Private Limited. Its turnover is more than 300 crore. We have ISO 9001 2008 certification also. It's a single source comprehensive warranty you will get, as well as waterproofing concern. So now we'll come to the subject. This is the introduction about my company and how big we are and what are the things we are going to do. And now we are going to discuss about the need for waterproofing. Why do we need waterproofing? Whether really we need waterproofing for any structure? Yes, we need waterproofing for a structure. Why we need? For structural protection, to enhance the life of the structure, and of course prevention of leakage. We should protect our structure, our building, from the water ingress from the bottom, from the basement, and also from the roof during the rain. So we have to do the waterproofing. We have to completely envelop our building, our structure, to enhance the life of the structure. So we have to do waterproofing for our building, our structures. So what are the factors? Urbanization and limited land availability. Suppose if you see any cities, now the population is very high. For example, if you take our Tamil Nadu population is 7 crore, whereas Chennai population is alone is about 1 crore. So that is the urbanization. That much people population is more in the city urbanization. So maximizing available building space surfaces and more utilities, every surface becoming functional. We should not leave any space, basement or terrace. We should not leave. We have to properly use the surface. And climate changes, erratic high intensity rainfall, 10 major cities and states prone to flooding. Chennai is, you know very well, we have faced the deluge in the 2006 deluge, and flooding. We know how the impact is. And fast-paced construction concrete quality. Now all the projects are fast-track projects, so more prone to cracking. And sand quality. So nowadays we have to use the M sand. So it's a impact. Why should we need construction chemical? And 65 to 70% durability failures are due to water ingress. Water is a main culprit for the durability of the failure of the structure. So we need any waterproofing to be done. So if you take building area which needs waterproofing, suppose if you take any building, what are all the area where and all we need waterproofing? We have to do waterproofing. Basement waterproofing you have to do. Retaining walls, podium, roofs, toilet and balconies, pantry, utilities and swimming pools, and OST and UGT and STP. So this is a typical building. It's an apartment, you can say. So we need to do waterproofing for the basement, for the landscape area, for the toilets, roofs, external wall, and wet bodies, swimming pools, UG sump or STP, whatever it is. So we have to protect our building completely. We have to completely do the envelope system for the building, right from the bottom to terrace and external wall also. It's called a tanking system. So there are main categories: primary waterproofing and secondary waterproofing. One is primary waterproofing. It's a generally done in a membrane system. It's a complete envelope system for the building, for the structure. And secondary waterproofing, it's a integral waterproofing compound that should be mixed along with the concrete or plaster. That is called secondary waterproofing. So this is the main two category: primary as well as secondary waterproofing. I'll brief one by one. So types of waterproofing. What are the types of waterproofing? There are different type of waterproofing systems are followed across the globe. One is integral waterproofing systems, another one is coating waterproofing systems, another one is membrane waterproofing systems, and latest is waterproofing with thermal insulation system. Not only waterproofing and thermal insulation also. It's a need of the hour. And advanced injection grouting systems. So waterproofing types. What are the waterproofing types? As I told, integral type. Integral type means that will be mixed along with the concrete or mortar. So that will be the part of the concrete. You cannot separate it after setting. One is powder waterproof, liquid waterproof, crystalline admixtures, concrete admixtures, and corrosion inhibitors. These are all either powder form or liquid form that should be mixed along with the concrete. After that, it will be part of the concrete. You cannot separate it once it's set. That is called integral type of waterproofing system. That is integral type. Another one is coating system. Coating system generally it will come in a liquid form. The manufacturer will supply in a liquid form. You have to apply with the brush or roller or skill. Once it sets, it will form a membrane. That is called the liquid applied membrane system. That is subcategorized as cementitious coating systems, acrylic based, bituminous based, polyurethane based, spray, polyura, like that. Different systems are available in the liquid also. And the next one is membrane type, preformed membrane. Factory made preformed membrane systems are available. In the manufacturer, they themselves will manufacture and they will send the material, the membranes, in a roll form, in a prescribed manner, either 1 meter or 2.5 meter or 3 meter, and the length will be generally 10 meter or 20 meter, whatever it is, and thickness will vary, 1.5 mm to 3 mm, 4 mm, like that. It's a preformed membrane, factory made preformed membrane. In that also subcategories are there: APP bituminous based, SBS bituminous based, EPDM, PVC, TPO, HTP, like that. Different type of membranes are there. And as I told, latest waterproofing system, waterproofing as well as thermal insulation system. We will discuss one by one. So torsion and pour-on roll. This is APP membrane. We have to, this membrane will come in a 1 meter length, width and a 10 meter length, and thickness will be 1.5, 2 mm, 3 mm, 4 mm, and the topping will be mineral finish, sand finish, line finish, like that. We have to lay the membrane with the heat application, torsion application. Primer should be applied, then torsion application should be done. This is the old method. And the liquid applied membrane, bituminous, maybe a bituminous, maybe a polyurethane, and self-adhesive membrane. This is advanced version of torsion membrane. It's a cold application. If we have to just release film, and we have to stick the membrane. That's also 1 meter by 10 meter size, and thickness will be 1.5 to 3.5, like that. And another one is spray applied membrane, and loosely laid membranes, and casting site waterproofing system. So by application varieties also, membrane system can be applied in different layers. So film forming membrane, that is called liquid applied membrane, and preformed membrane. As I told, these are different type of systems are available in the market. We have to choose which product where to use. Acrylic based, bituminous based, cementitious, coal tar, epoxy, silicon, urethane, polyurethane, polyurea, like that. Different systems are available in the liquid applied coating itself. We have to choose for which project, which location, which area, which product should be used, because every product is having its own limitations. We have to choose. We have to, means, as a waterproofing specialized manufacturer agency, they will choose the correct product and correct system. And in the membrane, preformed membrane system also, bituminous, butyl rubber, EPDM, neoprene, different type of systems are available. And selection of materials and systems, below ground level and above ground level. We have to choose the product for the below ground level and above ground level. What are all the criteria to be followed for the below ground level area? Hydrostatic pressure resistant. It should have the hydrostatic pressure resistant. Structural movement capability. Can be applied from both positive as well as negative side. Suppose if it is a retaining wall, the product can be applied either the positive side or negative side. We have to choose. Suppose it's a swimming pool. Swimming pool, we have to apply the membrane both the sides, because water should not go out from the inside and external water should not come inside. So we have to choose the correct product. And mostly barrier system. It is a water barrier system. It will form a barrier, so water cannot penetrate into the system. And the drainage enhancement, proper drainage should be there. We have to choose the correct product for the below ground level. If it is above ground level, UV resistance should be there. Thermal and structural movement capability should be there. Breathable and traffic wear resistant should be there. Impermeable and aesthetically pleasing. And freeze thaw for the cold areas like Jammu Kashmir and all, freeze thaw resistant should be there. So as I told, membrane system, coating, integral, injection, and rapid setting systems. Bituminous tar felt, APP, SBS, EPDM membrane, TPO, PVC, bentonite, and latest is HTP. These are different type of membranes waterproofing systems are there. And coating waterproofing, ready to use brushable coating. It may be a single component or a double component and crystalline based system, single component, double component, and all different type of systems. And integral, as I told, it may be a powder base or liquid base. And injection form. Injection form, foam resin grouts are there, injection resin grouts are there, injection epoxy resins are there, instant setting flux are there. So these are the general waterproofing systems available in the market. So what is the latest? What is the system is going on the market in the industry nowadays? That we will discuss now. Substructure waterproofing. One by one we will tell what is the substructure waterproofing systems, what is the superstructure waterproofing system. As I told, preformed membrane, CPDM, APP, SBS, HTP, PVC, TPO, bentonite, various systems are there. Crystalline systems, slurry, dry shake, cementitious, and old systems are Kadapa stones, Shabbat, Laddi, and all. So how to design a waterproofing system for the substructure? Suppose any project is more than triple basement is there, more than 10 meter, high water pressure is there. How to design a waterproofing system? Design consideration for waterproofing should bond to the raft, should conform to the IS and BS code, can be applied in wet condition also, because in site condition we cannot expect the complete dry condition. During the rain season or waterlogged area, water will be there. Our waterproofing system should be laid on the wet condition also. So we have to choose the correct product and should ensure complete structural protection, and it should be easy applied. And physical property should have very good puncture resistance, because reinforcement will be there over that, and tensile strength and elongation and tear resistant. What is the latest IS? IS 16471 2017 is clearly denotes the fully bonded waterproofing membrane for the high water table area, low, high, and for high water table area, they are clearly tells fully bonded waterproofing membrane should be laid, preferred. It's a HTP membrane. It's a pressure sensitive HTP membrane. This can be applied. This can be applied for the high water pressure area. Fully bonded weldable HTP membrane. It is having more than 25 MPa tensile strength, 400% elongation, and puncture resistance more than 1000 Newton, and UV resistance more than 28 days. It's a pressure sensitive HTP waterproofing membrane. I'll show you some of the photos. So you can see the membrane. This will come in a 1.2 mm thickness and 1.8 also, and 2.4 meter width and 20 meter length. It's a large membrane, 48 square meter one membrane. You can cover large areas easily. It's a loosely laid membrane. First PCC will be laid. Over this, directly you can lay this membrane, and joints to be taken care, whether welded or with the adhesive, you have to taken care. Then you can directly lay your reinforcement and cast your raft concrete. You can see the photographs. This is the HTP membrane for high water pressure area, double basement, triple basement at all. This should be laid properly, and you can cast your raft concrete. And the retaining wall, not only for the raft, and one more advantage is this membrane, it's a fully bonded system. It can stick to the raft concrete, not on the PCC. It's a loosely laid membrane over the PCC. It can stick onto the raft concrete. Even any uneven settlement happen, the PCC will go down, whereas this membrane will stuck to your raft concrete. That's the technology. So lateral migration is not possible. So this is for the raft. And for the retaining wall, we have instant setting, spray applied elastomeric waterproofing coating, and brush applied also, and low VOC solvent free coatings. That should be ideal for the retaining wall structures. For retaining wall structures, there is a polyurethane coating, ASTM C 898. It clearly tells the should be liquid applied membrane should be applied for minimum 1.5 mm DFT, excluding the primer. That is the ideal. We can apply polyurethane systems. Left hand side you can see it's the application of single component polyurethane coating and retaining wall in one of our prestige projects. It can be applied with the brush. We have to do the surface preparation, do the crack treatment and all. We have to honeycombs and all to be treated properly, tie rods to be treated properly, then primer application, then polyurethane compound should be applied. It is elongation is more than 400% elongation and high chemical resistant and complete waterproofing. You can see the spray applied retaining wall waterproofing systems. These are all surface preparation method, tie rod packing, construction joint treatment and all. It's SBS membrane system for the retaining wall. First surface preparation, primer application, that blue color is a SBS membrane and dimple board as a protection, and the top is a aluminum flashing termination bar. And for toilet waterproofing, generally cementitious coating is the best one. We have to do surface preparation, we have to do the proper hatching and all, and we have to do the cementitious coating, 2 component cementitious coating. We have to apply with the brush, and plastering should be done. Then you can fill your brick jelly, brick bed cover, whatever it is. Then tiling can be laid. That is the ideal solution for the toilet waterproofing. Only thing is, pre-hydro test should be conducted before doing any waterproofing in the sunken portion. Then you have to do the post-hydro test also after doing the plastering. Then it should be very good. Next, roof waterproofing system. As I told, there are different systems of waterproofing products are available for the roof. Cementitious, membrane, liquid, so many systems are there. Depend upon the size of the project. Small individual house or a large building or 2000 square meter building or 20,000 square meter building, depend upon the span of the building, we have to choose the correct waterproofing system. That is only for waterproofing. Now, what is latest? Latest technologies, waterproofing as well as thermal insulation. Now we'll go through that. PC application, design consideration for roof. It should be easy application, jointless. It should not have any joints, and root resistant property. Generally, terrace there may be a terrace garden and landscape. So our waterproofing product should have the root resistant property also. And the insulation, proper insulation should be there because lot of thermal stresses will be there. And good crack bridging ability. And the roof insulation. Why we need roof insulation? Not only waterproofing, we need the roof insulation also. Why we need? By 2100, world would be 4 degrees Celsius warmer. So carbon dioxide levels have increased by 40% since industrial revolution. So these are all the points. We should do the roof insulation. Not only waterproofing, our roof should insulate properly. Nowadays, green buildings, solutions to green buildings. Significant insulation of a new building. Climate change and rise in temperature every year. Rapid urbanization, increasing trend of green buildings. Carbon emissions and government regulations, IGBC, Griha and all. So benefits of insulating envelope. Reducing heat ingress from outside and thereby reducing energy needs. Limit fossil fuel consumption, reduces carbon dioxide emission. Planet. We can protect our planet. Low electricity bill. Our AC charges will be less by doing the insulation systems. And latest code, ECBC code also helps. Building envelope. You can see building envelope is a mandatory as per ECBC. So for building envelope system as well as waterproofing system, dual, what are the products we have? POF systems, IRT systems for the roof, and for the wall we have IWP systems as well as EIFS systems we have. So Dr. Fixit LAC system, it's a POF system. It's a green and sustainable, permanently weatherproof. reduction in heat gain and loss, high energy saving and minimal operating cost, fast completion, system applied and Pidilite supervision. We ourselves, our in-house application wing will come and do the execution also. We'll do the supply and apply both. It's a joint treatment. We have to do this surface preparation. And if it is a commercial building of large area, more than 2,000 square meter or 5,000 square meter, we can apply this system, LEC POF system. It's a base coat we have to apply with the polyurethane coating of 2 mm DFT, and the insulation PU foam we have to spray on the mother slab after doing surface preparation and base coat. It will be 30 mm thickness generally and maximum to 55 mm thickness also. And the density will be 45 to 50 kg per meter cube, and thermal conductivity will be 0.023 watts per meter per Kelvin. And again waterproofing coating, same polyurethane coating, and 150 GSM geotextile, then protection to scrape. And over that we can lay SRI coating also. This is the cross section. So mother slab, polyurethane coating, polyurethane foam, then polyurethane coating, geotextile, and screed to slope. This is the photos of our foam sheet POF system for waterproofing as well as thermal insulation. And for residential building, that is for the commercial building. This is for the residential building. We have blue seal system. It's a this foam density will be 55 to 60 kg per meter cube. The thickness will be average 12 to 15 mm thickness. Other things are same. It's a blue seal system. It's a foam system. So National Building Code, this also recommends polyurethane foam systems. And as per IGBC and TERI, GRIHA, our systems are compliant with the government bodies, GRIHA, IGBC, TERI, and all. And we have external wall waterproof coating also. Just run through. So basement, toilet, and terrace is over. So external wall, how to completely envelop your building. For that, pure acrylic, waterproof, aesthetic look coatings are available. No need of any paint. You can choose any color. You can give as per your choice. Same color paint we can give. It's not a paint, it's a waterproof coating. The thickness will be more than 110 micron. We have to do surface preparation and crack treatment if it is there. Then 1 coat primer and 2 coat we have to apply, and color of yours. We can choose any color. Completely waterproof, protective coating for the external wall. So your building will be protected from the basement to terrace and as well as external wall. And now we'll come to the building repair. So as I told, there are various systems of waterproofing are available, and how to do the waterproofing, where the correct product should be used, how to adopt the correct waterproofing product and systems. We have to choose as a specialized waterproofing agency and manufacturer. We have to choose, and we will do the correct execution also. Not only the correct product, execution also should be the main criteria. And building repair. So building repair, why we need building repair? Building repair is a growing concern today, mainly due to age-old buildings and structures. Old structures require strengthening, poor maintenance, increasing pollution, cannot afford demolition. Of course, we cannot afford demolition. Durability of structures. While we designing any building, we will design the building for the 50 years, but the durability will be at its stakes. Why? Non-adherence to the standards. Still, old construction practices are followed, like hand mixing and all, and fast completion of projects, and inadequate knowledge of materials and environmental effects, and of course many more. What are all the common problems in a building, in a structure? Cracks, dampness, leakages, corrosion, spalling of plaster or concrete, loss of strength due to carbonation, other structural defects, problems like deflection, etc. And of course, settlements. So these are all the common problems in a building. So how to address each problems? How to repair your building? Suppose if it is a new project, new building, we can do the complete waterproofing solution. Not only waterproofing solution, we can give some chemical, we can give some products which can enhance the life of the structure. And if it is a old building, more than 15 years, 20 years old building, how to treat the old building? What are the systems are there? How to repair the old building? Mainly cracks. Cracks indicate the beginning of deterioration in most cases, isn't it? If we see any cracks in a building, we will be panic. Why it happened? What it will be? Whether the structure will collapse one day, we will be panic. So cracks indicates the beginning of deterioration in most cases. Leakage can be very ugly and dangerous. And spalling of ceiling concrete and plaster. If we neglect the leakages, it will lead to spalling of the concrete. What are the factors that lead to problems? Built-in problems, external causes, man-made causes, natural calamities. These are all the main causes that lead to problem. Internal causes, it may be a design issues, improper selection of materials, wrong waterproofing specifications, faulty construction methods. External causes, it's not in our hand. Environmental attack, fluoride attack, carbon dioxide attack, sulfate attack, humidity, and thermal stresses. Environmental attack, very vulnerable, especially in coastal belts. Deterioration due to environmental attack. Fluoride attack in a marine environment. Concrete decay due to less cover. Faulty construction. We should give proper cover. 40 mm proper cover should be given. But inside, it may not happen. It may be wrong execution. So faulty construction. It leads to corrosion. And carbonation attack. Carbon dioxide attack lowers pH of concrete. Requires protective coating to increase the life of the structure. It should be protected. What are the man-made causes? Change in use of structures, overloading, unplanned modifications, alterations, poor maintenance, modifications we used to do in our buildings. Overloading and unwanted loads, poor maintenance. Vegetation should not be there because the root will penetrate into the concrete, into the structure. That will lead to crack, that will damage our structure. We should not allow any vegetation in terrace or sunshade slab, wherever it is. Natural calamities, of course, it's not in our hand. Earthquake, flood, fire, cyclones, etc. Seismic damage, impact of earthquake damage, cracks in structures, corrosion, faulty design, excess loading. Reason for cracks. Method of treating crack. How to treat the crack? Identify the cause. Most important is to remove the cause. Suppose the cracks is due to the excess loading and because of the leakage, we have to address properly. We have to remove the cause. So if it is a crack, how to treat the crack? What are the chemicals available in the market? So there are crack fillers available, polymer modified mortars are available, epoxy based products are available, polyester resin based products are available, sealants are there. So these are all the chemicals available in the market. By using these chemicals, we can address the crack. We can treat the crack properly. Common treatment used for crack treatment: stitching, injection grouting, surface sealing, flexible sealants we can apply. Planning repairs, important steps. What are the important steps to be taken while doing the repair project? Inspection, proper inspection should be there. We have to inspect the site. We have to diagnose the problem, why it happened, what is the cause, and proper report should be prepared. Selection of material, job specification, methodology, execution, and of course post care. Visual survey, we have to see the surface, see the site. We have to do the sounding survey, whether the sound surface is sound or not. We have to survey it properly. Planning repairs also one must focus on an opinion from expert consultant like us, and structural auditing should be done. Selection of certified repair contractor, product, everything should be there properly. Proper detailed inspection, diagnosis, and proper execution should be there. Otherwise, the problem will come back same. So repair of cracks, we have to identify type of crack, non-structural, structural. There are different type of products and systems are available to treat the cracks. Stitching method, cement grouting, epoxy injection, drilling and plugging, various systems are available to treat the crack. And next is internal wall dampness. Internal wall dampness, there also we have different systems and products. Generally, it will be water-based epoxy. We have to remove the plaster. We have to remove the field of painted area. We have to treat with water-based epoxy. Two component water-based epoxies are there. We have to apply with the brush. Very simple application. Your dampness can be arrested. There should not be profuse leakage. There should not be leakage or seepage. First, we have to address that leakage. If it is only a dampness, we have water-based epoxy. Just we can apply that. We can arrest the dampness. And if it is a rising dampness, we have to do the siliconic injection. What are the common repair materials available in the market? Rust removers are available, bonding agents are available, latex and SBR and acrylics are available, epoxy resin-based injection grouts are available, cement, low viscous epoxy and polyurethanes injections are available in the market, and zinc epoxy primers for rebars, anti-corrosive coating. And applied polymer mortars are there. Ready to use two component, single component high build polymer mortars are available. And self-compacting micro concretes are available. I'll show you the one small case study so you can understand. And high strength, to increase the strength, if it's a structural rehabilitation, to increase the strength, glass and carbon fiber wrapping systems are available. And polyester resin anchor grouts, epoxy grout, to increase the strength of the structure, they are available. And of course, it should be protected. After doing all the repairs, the structure should be protected properly by applying anti-carbonation coating or waterproofing coating, aliphatic PU based coating. Some protective coating should be applied. Is it visible? Structural rehabilitation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Structural rehabilitation. This is one case study we want to show you. Actually, we did one project in Patinapakkam in Chennai near Marina Beach. I'll show you how to do the structural rehabilitation. This is a structure before our execution. It's a old building, more than 20 years, I think 25 years, 25 years old building. It's a apartment. It's a society, apartment society. We got an inquiry to treat the building. You can see the, due to corrosion, it's a near seashore, Patinapakkam. So you can see the spalling of concrete, external surface, cracks and all. Cracks in columns, beams, spalling due to corrosion. And what we did, how did we did the rehabilitation of the structure? First, we have to remove the unsound portion. And we have to check the reinforcement, whether it is completely corroded. If it is completely corroded, we have to weld the new reinforcement. If it is not corroded up to 30%, if it is corroded, we have to apply the rust removers to remove the rust into that. Then we have to apply the anti-corrosive coating. Then bonding. This is the epoxy zinc primer, anti-corrosive coating after removing the rust and all. Then bonding agents we have to apply, epoxy bonding agent. Then micro concreting, jacketing, complete jacketing we have to do, proper shuttering. Then micro concreting we have to pour to restate the structure. And plastered, extrude and plastered, we have to completely remove the external plastered unsound portion, and polymer modified mortar. With polymer modified mortar we have to replaster the surface. Then we have protected the structure with the pure acrylic waterproof decorative wall coating. It's a primer, and we have applied the external wall coating. So after finishing, this is the structure. So we have enhanced the life of the structure. We did the rectification, we did the structural rehabilitation, and we have enhanced the life of the structure. Complete protection also we did. Some more methods I'll show you. This is the RCC slab. It's a overhead tank bottom. You can see the completely rust reinforcement. And same method, rust removers and anti-corrosive coating and epoxy bonding agent and micro concrete. We have to fill it. It's a column distressed. Here we did carbon wrapping systems. Same system, completely remove the distressed portion, anti-corrosive coating and epoxy bonding agent and micro concreting. This is one more RCC slab, completely scaled. It's a one auditorium in Chennai. You can see how we did the repair. We have to core cut in the grid pattern, 1 meter, 1 meter. We have to core cut entire area. Then section, I section, completely permanent I section. We have decking sheets installed. Then from the top, we poured our micro concrete from the top. This is referred to column wrapping. It's a 160 GSM to 300 GSM columns are there, single layer, double layer, like that. We have to wrap the complete columns, and it will increase the load carrying capacity of the column. These are photographs. Carbon wrapping systems. We can wrap the beam also. Yes, sir. Karthikeyan, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you for
Yes, sir.
your excellent presentation and practical
Thank you, sir.
application. You have covered
Yes, sir.
almost everything, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excellent presentation.
Actually, thank you, sir. Actually, I wanted to give the what is going on site, not on the theoretical part. So
Okay.
people can easily understand. We can visualize what is going on site nowadays.
Yes,
So
sir.
I have prepared like that. So I just presented, and you can ask question and answer, sir.
Yeah, yes,
I can
sir.
answer. Can you ask
Eh,
questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, for a residential building of
Hmm.
1,200 square feet terrace area,
Ah,
25 years old, load bearing
Okay.
structure, what is
Okay.
the best method of waterproofing? What would
sir.
be the cost?
Yes, sir. I'll explain you, sir. Suppose if it is a residential building around 1,000 square feet or 2,000 square feet, small area. Okay. If it is a pressed clay tiles or plastered surface or street concrete, whatever it is, first thing, the proper slope should be there. We have to see the terrace is whether the proper slope is there or not. Any stagnated water is there or not. Any undulation is there or not. We have to identify. If it is there, we have to address properly. Then if it is not that, we have to do the polymer mortar, that undulation should be do properly, and the proper sloping should be given. Okay, if it is proper slope, then we can give our coating systems are there. Acrylic coating systems are there, and polyurethane coating systems are there, that can be applied directly on your existing surface, either tiles, clay tiles, or plastered surface, street concrete, whatever it is. Directly you can apply the acrylic coating systems and the polyurethane systems. You can directly apply. It's a purely UV resistant coating. Brush application, easy application. You can apply. 1 coat primer and 3 coat we have to apply. It is a crack bridging ability is more than 2 mm and UV resistant. It's a foot trafficable. People can walk. That systems we can apply, sir.
So next, what is the best waterproofing?
Cost is cost I forgot, sir.
Okay.
Cost it will be 50 to 55 rupees per square feet, including supply and apply. If it is only material cost, it will be 30-35 rupees per square feet. 1 coat primer plus 3 coat.
Okay, sir. Sir, what is the best waterproofing admixture, sir?
To be frank, sir, we are not into the admixture business, sir. So I am not that much knowledge. I am not that much knowledge, sir. I don't have that much knowledge.
So next one, what is the method of treatment for vegetation growth in roof or walls?
Vegetation growth, there are certain chemicals are available, sir, that you can inject into that particular area. Anti-root property chemicals are there that can be injected into the particular area that can avoid the vegetation growth.
What type of waterproofing you suggest for cantilever member? Tendency of cantilever member is sagging under load, which is caused to crack in traditional waterproofing.
Sir, for this polyurethane systems are the best systems, sir, because polyurethane generally it will have more than 400% elongation. So the cantilever member should have more elongated product. So for the polyurethane systems are the best system, and you should not give heavy material like membrane system and all, because that self weight it will be more. So polyurethane is the best system. It's a brush application, easily you can apply and you can protect with proper slope.
Yes. Sir, if we used some chemical, cost will increase. And how to check the work done is properly? Like, is there some parameters?
Sir, for that every manufacturer used to give the dosage, sir. How much dosage should be given? What is the coverage area? 1 liter, 1.5 square meter it will cover. Like that they will give. With the technical data sheet, they will give. Manufacturer used to give. So you have to follow that. What is the coverage? Suppose 1 liter chemical, 2 square meter it should cover. We have to mark grid pattern. We have to mark, and we have to we have to apply the chemical at certain area. That is the method, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, which is the best chemical for waterproofing? Again,
Sir, waterproofing, as I told, it's a huge subject, sir. It's a ocean. More than 200 products are available in the market.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not a one product for one system. We have to choose. We
Yes.
have to select. For one product will work properly in Chennai. The same product will fail in Jammu Kashmir. One product will be properly work in Jammu Kashmir. It will fail in Chennai.
Okay.
So for depend upon the project location, first you have to choose the product where the product going to be. Where the product going to be, you have to choose. The project is whether it in Chennai or Kerala, in Kashmir or Bombay, you have to choose. That select the correct products. It is not one product for all.
Yes. Sir, during rainy season, dampness is being faced. What can be done to solve this problem?
As I told, water-based epoxies are there. That can be applied. Very simple application. All the top order shops it will be available. We can apply. We have to just scratch the damp patches. We have to remove the painted area, filled area, and we have to apply this brush. It will be water-based epoxy. Base and hardener will be there, and water we have to add. We have to mix together. Brushable painting you can get white color. We have to apply on the damp patches. Can arrest the dampness.
Sir, also is curing required for these waterproofing techniques post application?
Cure, sir.
Whether it is curing required for these
Yes,
waterproof?
sir. Any cementitious, yes, sir. Yes, sir. For any cementitious product, water curing should be required, sir. It is must.
Okay, sir.
If it is not, any solvented base, air curing should be there. We should not disturb the chemical coating. We should not pour the water. We should not sprinkle the water for solvented polyurethane and all. We should not disturb the coating. We have to leave as it is. Air curing is must.
Yes. Sir, in sunken slab, always we face dampness problem. Any solution for this, sir?
Yes, sir. As I told, sunken slab, before doing the tiling, we have to do proper waterproofing. First, we have to do the pre-hydro test. Before executing any waterproofing, we have to pour the water in the sunken. Minimum 72 hours, we should leave the surface. After that, we have to check from the bottom, any leakage is there. If it is any leakage, we have to do the injection grouting from the bottom. Then top, we have to remove the water. We have to do the complete haunching. Wall 4 junction, we have to do with the polymer mortar. Then with fiber mesh. Then 2 cuts of cementitious coating we have to apply. Proper interval should be given. Then plaster should be given, protected to protect the waterproofing membrane. Then again, final hydro test should be conducted after executing the waterproofing system. Then we have to check after 72 hours any leakages, sir. It will not be there. So proper systematic approach, we can arrest the leakages, sir.
Sir, what is the difference between cementitious waterproofing system and cavity drain system?
Cavity drain system, sir.
Yes, sir.
Cementitious waterproofing system and cavity drain system, sir. We will allow the water to go out. We will allow the water to go out in the particular area. Whereas cementitious coating system, it will completely bond to the substrate. It is having the elongation property. Even if it is any cracks in the substrate, in the slab, it can accommodate the crack. So water cannot penetrate through the crack since it is having the elongation property. Whereas in the cavity system, it will allow the water to go out. If it is any crack in the substrate, the water will go into the substrate.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir, can you tell some name? Consult water line pipe sealant in both room walls.
I'm not getting, sir.
Name of consult water line pipe sealant in both rooms wall.
Water line into both room and wall.
Yes.
Water
Water line
sir,
pipe
I'm not.
sealant.
Water line pipe
Sealant names.
sealant name.
Yes.
Polyurethane sealants are there, sir. You can apply.
Okay, sir.
You can apply polyurethane.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. You given excellent presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Thank you all.
We are getting all the positive responses. You explained very nicely with the pictures and practical explanation.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sparing your time with us.
Thank you, sir.
I request all the participants put your attendance, which is shared in the Google form link. And I request you to wait for 1 day for the generation of certificate after filling the feedback form. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.